Just a forewarning to you guys, my mic quality is absolutely horrible. So what I'm gonna do is make it sound like I'm calling you on the phone. So prepare for that. Hello? Much better. Now on to the video. Minecraft 1.21.2 Bundles of Bravery has just released, so that means it's time to look at the future. If you follow anything about Minecraft at all, you'll know that the Pale Garden update was announced during Minecraft Live 2024. And as it stands right now, I think the Pale Garden has a little bit of a problem. There's not much going on in the Pale Garden that actually feels like a garden. All we have right now is the creaking, the pale trees, and the creaking heart. There's some moss, but I think we could do better. So I've put together a few ideas for the Pale Garden update specifically to improve the biome itself. First idea we're going to have here is the rotten pale log. Now these guys are going to generate near creaking hearts, and each night when the creaking heart activates, a new log in the tree will be replaced with a rotten log. Pale bees will convert these rotten logs into nests. Attempting to strip it will cause it to break, and it can still be crafted into 2 planks if you collect it using silk touch. I know you've heard me mention pale bees. That's right, pale bees are the second idea. So these pale bees will drill into rotten pale logs. They don't make honey, but they'll still pollinate different flowers and such. And pale bees will become hostile whenever the player tries to approach a active creaking heart. So that'll give you a little bit more of a challenge as you're trying to break one of those. The tree has its own form of defense in the pale bees. Obviously, the pale bees need their own place to live, and I already mentioned that they'll drill into rotten logs. And so these rotten logs that are drilled into by the pale bees will be called the pale bee nest. So they're not going to fill up with honey like a normal bee nest. Instead, every night when the creaking heart activates, there's a chance that it will emit sap or amber, as I'm going to call it. These amber pieces can be collected, and I'll have a special use for them later in the video. Alright, so we've talked about the rotten logs, we've talked about the pale bees. Now we need a new plant. So I'm going to add these sungleams. So sungleams are a type of flower. I picked them because they look like they have eyes kind of, and they're a very eerie looking flower in real life. It's a tall white flower. It'll be 2 blocks tall. And when you pick it up, it'll be craftable into 2 different dyes, and it causes blindness when crafted into a suspicious stew. It's just a plant for the bees to interact with. Another new plant that I'm sure a lot of people would be excited to have, it's such an easy block to add, is the white pumpkin. So it functions the same as a standard pumpkin, so you can wear it on your head, whatever. And you can craft a white jack-o'-lantern with it, but it's just a different color. I think it'd be nice aesthetically to have more different types of pumpkins. White pumpkin is one of the best choices of colors you could go with, since it's one of the most popular and common pumpkin colors in real life. It also fits the theme of the Pale Garden, so that's an instant plus. One more thing to mention about white pumpkins is that they would have a chance to grow in any biome from any pumpkin seed. However, they're going to be very rare when they grow from a regular pumpkin plant. If you plant pumpkin seeds in the Pale Garden, it will grow exclusively white pumpkins. Right, I have another mob idea for you. That's going to be the Croaking. So the Croaking is a frog, and it's infected by pale spores, which I'll get to in a second. And it spawns near water in the pale forest and eats pale bees. If it is near an active creaking heart, it's going to stand still, face the player, and start to croak slowly. So it's going to be this like eerie croaking noise. And these Croakings are not going to eat the pale bees if it's entranced. So they'll just basically allow you to see where the creaking heart is, and that's how you're going to find a way to destroy it. And again, because the Croakings are revealing the location of the creaking heart, it's going to be balanced out by those pale bees. Alright, we added a new type of frog. Let's add a new type of frog light. So we'll get the dull frog light, which is going to be this kind of gray color. And that's obviously going to be obtained by a Croaking eating a magma cube. Alright, you heard me mention it earlier, we're going to talk about the pale spore. So these pale spores will also generate on the sides of rotten pale logs. So every night when the creaking heart turns on, there's a chance for a pale spore to just shoot out of the side of the log. I think they'll look really cool as like a decorative thing, but you could also plant them and grow them into pale mushrooms. So these are just big, pale, like white-looking mushrooms, and they'll have like a little bit of a grimy texture, look a little bit gross, and they'll also generate normally inside of the pale garden. So we'll have a new type of mushroom there. You'll be able to get more mushrooms by going underneath a big mushroom and picking out all those spores. And the final idea, this is a big one, the splicing table. Splicing table is going to be crafted using 5 planks on the bottom, 3 iron ingots, and in the middle a brewing stand. And what this splicing table will do is allow you to create spawn eggs. Now I know that sounds super OP, but trust me, there's going to be a balance to this. So to fuel this splicing table, you're going to need 4 items. Number 1 is going to be a redstone dust. It's not hard to get. Number 2 is going to be a new item called the bottle of essence. Now a bottle of essence is like a bottle full of souls, and you can get one from a witch by killing it. It will also generate in chests inside of the deep dark. Item number 3 is going to be amber, which is an item that I mentioned earlier, and you'll need that because you'll need to extract DNA from it. And finally, you'll need a bottle of enchanting for the XP. Now you've got the fuel for the splicing table to make 1 spawn egg. And so that you can customize each type of spawn egg that you want, there's going to be 2 slots. One is going to be the item slot. That's going to hold relevant items to whatever mob you're getting. So for example, for an LA, you would use an amethyst shard. And then the bottom one is going to be your egg slot. So any type of item that is egg-like, or if they're a ghost mob like soul sand, that's going to be what you use as the base of the egg. And then it'll take some time and you'll finally get a spawn egg. So there's a lot of potential with the splicing table, maybe almost too much power. Anyway, that's going to do it for all my ideas for the Pale Garden. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know if you think that there's an idea that you like, especially in the comments down below. If you're really interested in these ideas and you'd like to see them in the game, I have a resource pack that I made that I'll be linking down in the description below. Thanks for watching. Jacilla out.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.